Gerald from Two Peas on a Podcast headed our way. Let's go ahead and let's what do you say? We just drag him right in here. Let's throw him right in here.
Pull his ass
Get
in
Gerald
here.
in here. Let's pull his pants down. Let's spank his ass.
There he is.
Is this thing on?
From Two Peas
What's
on a
up?
Podcast is here, and we are going to talk about music. Is that right?
We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but definitely music, because we have some things I want to shout out, of course. What's up, guys?
Well, welcome, Gerald, to the live stream for the Cure 2.0. Ladies and gentlemen,
Put your damn food away. Put the
is he
food
one
away.
of those Russell Stover dinners?
He's eating. He brought over leftover Chinese and didn't even offer me any. He's sitting. Look at this bowl. Look at this. This is huge. He's eating. It's almost done.
Loy Sauce, are you eating your body weight in Chinese food?
He's always eating. He's always eating on the show. God damn this kid. Kids can eat everything and anything.
That is amazing. But yes, Gerald is here, ladies and gentlemen, and right now, 32% of the way toward our goal, $1,630 toward the Cure. That is absolutely amazing. You guys are slaying it. I'm really, really, really proud of you guys. Everybody out there who is donating, who's jumping in, who's becoming a part of the stream. Remember, if you want your photo of a family member or somebody who has been affected by cancer, please send it over on Twitter. DM it to @livestream4Cure. Emily with a donation. I'm guessing that's Emily anyway, from John Ralphio. Technically, I'm homeless. That was also the end of her Where in the World is the Lisp game. So I'm guessing there's a GIF for me to add in here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We've already had a lot of fun. 4 hours in, and we're already 32% of the way there. We've got so much more to do. Gerald, Two Peas on a Podcast, also a sponsor of the Epic Film Guys podcast. Thank you for that, Gerald. You're amazing. We love you. How
Absolutely.
the hell are you, brother?
First of all, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I love you. I love Justin. I love Justin even more after watching on YouTube, though, with that fucking wife beater live stream thing he's got. That's the sexiest shit I've seen in quite a while. Of course, I love Loy Sauce.
Him.
Of course, I love me some Loy Sauce too, sitting there in the background. He's just kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like the Vanna White tonight. He's just kind of sitting back there turning letters and
I'm just chilling,
chiming in when appropriate. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. This is awesome what you guys are doing. I didn't get to be a part of it last year. I was out of town when you did it last year, and I'm excited to be here, man. So thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And tonight we're going to talk about music. At least that's one of the things that we planned to talk about tonight. But Gerald, I don't know when you want to do this on the stream, so.
So what do you want to do? Okay, yeah.
I'm going to prod you for it. So, if you want to, do you want me to play anything on the soundboard for you or anything like that?
You can choose whatever, but not necessarily. But have fun with it. I mean, if something speaks to you, go for it. Well, I mean, I do have an announcement. So, I know you guys are, fans and Two Peas, and we do a current events podcast and pop culture and that kind of thing, which we're going to obviously continue to do. But I do have a side project in the works. It's going to be hopefully premiering in the fall, but it is going to be a music-based podcast. So actually, Nick, you were pretty integral in kind of helping me decide on what to do there. I wanted to do something kind of a passion for me. And I love movies, but there's 6 billion movie podcasts. No offense to anyone that's listening or part of this.
There are.
It's true.
But it's just a very saturated kind of market. And you guys and The Countdown and In Session and just so many other podcasts that I already listen to. I probably listen to 5 or 6 podcasts every week that are movie related. You guys do it so well. You don't need me. So I said, well, there's not quite as much of a draw for music, which is kind of strange to me because I feel like music is also similar to movies in terms of it's just a universal thing, right? I mean, maybe different genres, but everybody's kind of drawn to music and they can remember different parts of their lives where different artists or songs spoke to them. So I'm going to be doing a side project running. I think I sent you the logo, Nick. I don't know if you want to throw it up, but
you did. I think you did, but I'm trying to find it, and I'm like, did he send me that? Where the fuck did I put it? I don't know where I put it. To be honest, I'm looking for it. I'm like, maybe. Wait a minute. Maybe it's in this folder. Do I have it?
I think I emailed it to you. But the current title is Rock, Pop, Etc. And it's going to be, Justin's been a part of a couple of our top 5 shows, which are a lot of fun, and we get a ton of downloads on those. They're currently bonus episodes. It's going to basically be a top 5 show where I have a super fan on of a different artist or genre of music, and we're going to kind of each give our 5 songs from that artist or genre to create a very eclectic and kind of a perfect top 10 list. So that's what we're going to go with, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, it's, if you've listened to our bonus episodes, then you kind of have an idea what to expect. Or to our bonus top 5s, it's all going to be surrounded around music in some way, as opposed to movies or TV or pop culture. We kind of do a little bit of everything right now, but it's going to be all music. So I did bring something fun to the table today. Did you tell Justin, Nick, what we're doing today or not?
Oh, he knows. He knows. And I know he loves music, so I'm really interested to hear his answers for this. So why don't you tell us
what I did. Yeah, that's what
we're doing here tonight on the stream with Gerald. Again, what's the name of the new show, Gerald?
Rock, Pop, Etc.
Rock, Pop, Etc. You did send me the logo. I know you did. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I put it. My head is exploding with all the shit I've been trying to do, to manage this event. So I do apologize.
I mean, you probably got 1,000 emails since then, so I understand. Well, okay, so we do the top 5. So Justin, you've been on. You did. Justin did top 5 scary movies with me last year, and we did. It hasn't even aired yet, and we did top 5 teen movies of the 1980s.
That's right.
And I hate to interrupt you, Gerald, but Matt Pierce from the crossover checking in with a $50 donation. They just got off the air talking about Krypton. Thank you very much, Matt. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your generous donation. You are amazing. And thank you for coming on to talk about Krypton. That was great.
Those guys were great. I was listening to that whole thing. I just saw Emily's comment, and Emily, you are right. We would just literally have the same 5 songs. Okay, so... A lot of crossover. If you guys
Toto Africa 1 through 5.
She's been on every episode she comes on. We have 2 or 3 of the same. We match. But what we're gonna do? Okay, so I don't know. I want Loy Sauce to do this too, but I don't know if he's gonna be on the spot. But
no, he's prepared. He's prepared. You're doing it. You're doing it. Damn it! Or I'll beat you in front of everyone.
How actually do you want to do this? Do you want to go around and everybody names one, or do you just want to name your 5?
Now, here's what we did. We'll go around the horn, because what I was thinking is, okay, so first of all, let me tell everyone. So it's the top 5 bands/artists that would make up your perfect concert. It can be an artist or a band that's active or that has passed on, whatever the case may be. Just your 5 artists that would be a perfect concert for you to attend. So the way I kind of thought of it is, number 1 is like the headliner, right? So you know how you have opening acts when you go to a show? So 5, 4, 3, it just kind of increasingly gets better in terms of the set list and what you're experiencing there in the venue. So that's how I thought we would do it, Nick. We can just kind of go around and just everybody give their 5, then everybody give their 4, and so on and so forth. That's how I do it on my show.
I love that.
If people want to throw up in the chat, what their perfect concert is, I think that'd be fun too. So
yeah, please do chat, get involved, let us know. Who would be your top 5, your dream concert, your 5 bands that would make up your dream concert. And why don't we actually start, Gerald, with the Sauce, because he didn't get a chance really to participate in the last one. We'll start with the Sauce. Your number 5.
See,
I've never heard of them. Are they good?
This isn't like favorite artists or
just the best
artists that you haven't seen in concert that you wish you had. It's artists that will comprise the perfect concert, right?
In your opinion, yes.
Oh, man. See, I wasn't prepared for this.
Damn it, be prepared. Do it.
Do you want us to
what
go?
What on earth are you doing over in the chat?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll think about it.
Okay, we'll go to Justin.
All right, Justin.
My number 5 would be pre-Black Album Metallica. I've never seen them live, but it would have to be pre the Black Album. Not that I have any issue with the Black Album. I think it's a very good album, but it was also when the band decided to be more commercial, be more radio friendly, and they lost all of the speed out of their metal. So I would have to say, if I had to put a finger on it, Master of Puppets Metallica, because they would have played everything up until that point, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. That would have been perfect for me. Like I said, I've never seen them. I still plan to. I know that they won't have the balls they used to, even though they still play the old stuff. But it would be, my number 5 would be pre the Black Album Metallica.
I did love the Black Album, though. I will say that was probably the last album of theirs that I really, really loved cover to cover. But I've seen them live with Guns N' Roses in the early '90s in Columbia, South Carolina. It was a great show. First late, Metallica killed it. Faith No More was an opener on that tour.
Oh man, that sounds like a fantastic show.
That's a great pick, man. Metallica's just an all-time great. So good. I love it. So, Lori, are you ready, or Nick? Do you want to go?
I think
I'll
I'll
have
go.
Nick go next.
We'll give Loisos a little bit more time. All right, so I mean, most of my bands no longer exist, sadly, which makes me really, really sad. But my number 5, I want to just start, as you said, Gerald, we'll start small, and we're going to keep building up and up and up and up. So my number 5 is My Chemical Romance. I was supposed to see My Chemical Romance in concert when the Black Parade came out, and they got food poisoning and had to cancel the show. I was supposed to see him at State College. I was super bummed about that, and I never got the chance to see him again, and now they are broken up. So I love the Black Album. I frankly consider it like one of my most perfect albums of all time. And it's just it's such a great album. So I would just love to kind of get back that concert that I should have had once upon a time and see them live. So that would be my number 5.
It's crazy you're mentioning that, Nick, because my daughter Kaya, who you know pretty well, that is her phase right now. She was making fun of kids that liked it like 2 years ago, and now I had to download all the albums. She's wearing the shirts. She loves that album so much, and she talks.
And my
about
son
it.
loves My Chemical Romance too. Got into him big like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
which was kind of weird for me because it was like, oh shit, I fucking.
Well, it's
love
weird
them
because
too.
she's like in a lot of the same bands that I liked or still do like. So I think it's pretty awesome. But that album that you mentioned though, Nick, is a really great album. It's a gateway album into that Parade. Genre in general.
Love it
for real.
And it's there. Well, I won't play it on the stream because copyright and stuff. But there is like the whole album is about like the loss and death of a family member from cancer. So like. It's a great album, and I want to get over to Gerald here. We're gonna bury Loisos in the ass end of this thing.
I definitely want to hear Loy's set list though, so I hope he'll
do it. He's gonna put some work into it.
Well, you're number 5, Gerald. You're number 5.
So my number 5, I got to pull it up on my phone here just so I don't get the order screwed up. Okay, so I didn't do this intentionally, but I made my list, and then I realized, oh crap, all of these are 4 out of the 5 are quote dead. One of them is inactive for the most part. But okay, so my number 5 is just a band that was before my time. They're from the 60s. And I'm just so entranced with the aura of the lead singer, Jim Morrison. And I'm talking about The Doors would be my number 5. Live would just be a fucking experience that you would never forget. So The Doors are my number 5.
Dude, they were a presence, especially Jim on stage. When you actually can catch footage, which is very, very rare of them playing live, or you hear the live tracks, you could just feel his presence on stage. And definitely nothing else like that ever replicated after Jim left the world. It was insane.
Bringing around to movies for EFG, Val Kilmer as Jim Morrison is one of my favorite performances.
I think he's fantastic.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we've got to get moving if we're going to get done in 16 minutes. We still got to get Loisos's number 5.
One.
Oh, man. Well, I've seen Blink-182 live once, but if I could travel back in time or bring Tom DeLonge back into the band, I'd love to see them live with Tom DeLonge in the lineup.
I got to.
Yeah.
Love that. Shout out, Dan Brennick. I know you love that.
Yeah, Dan, definitely all about the Blink. Bill
I know
Dozer
he is,
checking in with number 5, T-Pain, number 4, The Lonely Island, number 3, Darude, number 2, The Offspring, and number 1, Dead Mouse. Go Bill. Brooke Redding says she would have loved to see Prince. Man, should I tell the story of the strip club where I had this Swayze head?
Nah, we'll get there. We'll get there in a few minutes.
We'll have to do it later.
Nick.
We do not have the time. So, Justin, let's get back to you for your number 4.
Okay, my number 4. I love this band. I listen to them all the time. I probably would have to say that I listen to them at least once every 2 days. Here we go. Pre-1985 Van Halen. There was no one else like them before it. There's been no one else after them, including Van Hagar, which I don't hate on. I actually like a lot of songs that they did with Sammy Hagar after they changed everything up and David Lee Roth left the band. But for me, there's something about the sound of that music, that rock and roll, that had that metal mentality with those solos by Eddie. Love it to death. It'll, again, never be replicated in music again. And so it'd have to be pre-1985 Van Halen.
I'm also going to...
oh, yeah, dude.
My number 3, Justin, is Van Halen. And I actually... I saw Van Halen in 1998 with Gary Cherone.
I knew it. I never
with
told
Gary
me this
Cherone.
before.
And you know what? Like, as much as like Van Halen 3 was like, like whatever. But during that concert, there were numerous times when everybody else left the stage and just Eddie soloed. And then everybody else left the stage. And then Alex just sat behind that kit and soloed. Right. And that alone was worth the price of admission to that concert. That was great. So yeah, we won't even have to talk about my number 3 when we get back around to it. But where are we? My number 4?
Your 4, yeah.
My number 4. Pantera.
Twice.
I fucking love Pantera. And it broke my heart when Dimebag got killed because I wanted to see Pantera live so fucking bad. And they were just one of my, well, they would have had to reunite by then because they were already broken up, obviously. And he was in Damage Plan, but I really, really, really love Pantera. There are some amazing fucking albums in that discography. That is my number 4.
Shit, man. All right. So, again, a band that has, the lead singer has perished. He's in the 27 Club, passed away. Probably my favorite. If I had to pick one band that is the only band I could listen to, it would probably be them. But they are my number 4 in terms of this lineup for the concert, kind of hypothetical concert. And that is Nirvana.
I knew it.
Number 4.
I knew it. That was one that I heavily debated.
My number 6. I couldn't. I love Nirvana so much. I mean, I was like 13 or 14 when Cobain killed himself. Like, legit, I grew up during that era. Like, I love fucking Nirvana.
Yeah, they're definitely my favorite to come out of that quote grunge movement as well. And anybody that listens to my show on a regular basis or knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of Nirvana, so I had to put them on this list. So
hell,
I never got to see them live either. So yeah, that's my number 4.
Sauce.
I want to see Queen.
Here we go.
Oh, Queen.
Here comes the money.
Resurrect Freddie Mercury and include Queen in the lineup. I would also love to see a sing-off. Sorry, Nick. I would also love to see a sing-off between Freddie Mercury and Mika. If you guys don't know who Mika is, he's like, I wouldn't say he's on the same level of Freddie Mercury, but he has that kind of same flamboyant energy, and he has the voice. He studied opera, so I'd love to see the two of them have a sing-off.
Matt Pierce over in the chat said Pearl Jam and Tupac.
Good call.
And we also got a donation from Interrupted Tales, $5.43. Number 5, The Stooges. Number 4, The White Stripes. Number 3, James Brown. Number 2, Queen. And number 1, The Kinks. And I believe, Justin, we're back to you for your number 3.
Okay. This artist needs no introduction. Okay. He's amazing. He grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's an icon. I almost had the opportunity to see him before he passed on a few years ago. We're talking about fucking Prince. Okay. He had not only one of the best voices, his musical sense was perfection. He could play the guitar. He could do so many different things. He cared so much about each individual song that he wrote. There's like barely any fillers on any of his albums. Like every song is good. And his live show is one of the best ever. I mean, anyone that needs to question that can go and watch the footage from the Super Bowl halftime show that he did a few years back. It's amazing. So for me, as far as this is a concert for me. I'm looking at it from a lineup. Been to a lot of shows, probably more than anyone else I know. Prince would be at my number 3.
All right, and we already know my number 3, Van Halen. So Gerald,
I'll just say real quick, so I don't have to talk about it again later. Number 2 for me is Prince.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess. So
I was figuring he would pop up on somebody else's list.
Yeah, fucking love Prince. My favorite artist to come out of the 80s. Every goddamn song he made, I'm in love with. There's not one song I don't like. So Prince, for me, I'm in 100% agreement there. But my number 3 is probably would be categorized as one of the greatest rock bands of all time on a lot of people's list if they're rock and roll fans. But my number 3 is Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. I couldn't find room for him in my list. I'm not like the world's biggest Zeppelin fan. I do love Zeppelin, but I'm not like as much as some other people. So I couldn't find room for him in this list.
Just can imagine experiencing that in the 70s, I mean, that had to be a fucking revolution, man, seeing them live back then, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and that was the whole thing, man. So just being able to experience that would be fucking crazy. So like I said, when it comes back around to me, Prince was my number 2. So I think we're back to, who are we back to?
Around
the sauce.
I don't know. I'm on the spot.
Yes, you are.
Goddamn sauce.
Name something. You want to see Owl City again, damn it. Put that on the list. You want to see Owl City again.
I've seen him plenty.
Come on. Legends. Legendary.
Ooh, Simon and Garfunkel.
There you go.
That'd be fucking great.
Actually, good, man.
Out of nowhere, out of your back pocket. See what you can do if you try?
Excellent choice, man. God damn. All right, Justin, you're number 2.
Okay, this was very difficult for me. I know that we're trying to get through this as fast as possible, but there are 2 icons that I love equally in many different ways. To me, I hold them both on the same pedestal. But for me, I was thinking of live show performance and what I would love to go back in time to see. So my number 2 is the king of all, Elvis Presley. I love Elvis Presley. I grew up on rock and roll and rockabilly and old school country with my grandfather and my mom. And there's something about what he brought to music when he was really hot at first. And even when he died, he was still doing great shows. I love Elvis's voice. I listen to Elvis Presley all the time. So for me, it'd be Elvis Presley.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Well, shit. My number 2, Loisos already talked about them way too low. Fucking Queen, man.
I was just naming to whatever came to my head.
God damn it, Loisos.
Your head 2 picks ago.
Queen, baby. My number 2. And my number 1 is really easy to guess if you know anything about me. So we will go.
I know, and it's a band that I've seen, so.
Yes, it is, you fucking asshole. Over to Gerald for your number 2.
I think I know your number 1 too, Nick. Okay,
Gerald
so
Prince,
well,
right?
Well, that was my number 2. And you guys have we had crossover. I love it. I feel like Justin and I had crossover on the scary movies too, but
we definitely did, yeah.
My number 1 is Elvis Presley. He's the king, man. I mean, charisma, just stage presence, range. I mean, this guy
he sounded
did gospel,
good live too.
And then he did like soul, and then he would, have rock song. I mean, he was just fucking everything, and every woman wanted to be with him. I mean, he was just an iconic. The word superstar in the realm of music is Elvis Presley. Period.
The way that I put it, honestly, and not to cut you off or anything, I always put him as the top entertainer because, to be fair, he didn't write any of his own songs at all. He was just a really great singer. He was a great singer. He was a great presence, but he didn't write any of his own songs. But that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't mean anything to me. Not for Elvis.
And so, that's it for me. Elvis, Prince, Led Zeppelin, Nirvana, and The Doors. That's my 5. So whoever is left, tear it up.
Johnny Cash.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
There you are jumping in.
Very nice. I think, Justin, what's my number 1?
Your number 1 is a band that I saw in the town that I live in before I moved here. It's fucking Muse, man.
Definitely fucking Muse. I love Muse. And I've just never been able to make it to a concert of theirs. They're legitimately the only band on my list that is like still together or like that you can see like a decent iteration of. I love Van Halen, but I'm sorry, I don't want to see fucking Wolfgang Van Halen on bass. Come on, get Michael Anthony the fuck in there. But yeah, Muse is 100% my number 1. They are incredible.
And dude, I hope you get the chance to see him because for me, I had seen a lot of bands up until that point, like a shitload. And when I saw them live, I wasn't even as big of a fan of them as you were. And it was one of the best live shows I've ever seen. And it's still one of the best, probably in the top 5 or I'd say top 10, but maybe top 5 shows I've ever seen live. So
yeah,
it's awesome.
I pray. Oh man, but yes, that's my number 1.
Okay,
Gerald, your number 1 was Justin.
I think the only one we have left is Justin and Loy have to give their ones.
I'll do my number 1, and then I'll let Loisos because he's sitting over here fooling around. I think he might be touching the tip of his wiener.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, look at that face. Yeah. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. This guy is the biggest, best, largest entertainer. He's the only man that could go on stage and pop up from below the stage and stand there for 6 minutes straight and get a standing ovation before the song even started. I'm talking about Michael fucking Jackson. I don't care how you feel about the public persona. I don't care how you feel about the allegations. None of that shit matters to me. I love Bad. I love Thriller. I love Dangerous. I love those albums. I listen to them all the time. I love Michael Jackson as an entertainer, and he is still, in my opinion, the best entertainer of all time. You could talk about Beyonce. You could talk about this band, this person now. None of them will have that presence and that level of excitement that people had when he got on stage. So it's number
Nick,
one.
can I just say something real quick for my fans that are in the chat? So anybody who listens to my show knows that I'm like creepily just a fan of Taylor Swift. Like, I'm a huge Swiftie.
I did see Taylor Swift dropped over in the chat.
And, anybody who listens to my show knows that I just love her. And I didn't put her on this list, but you know how you have like a hype act, like a local act will come on and play before the big acts. So yep. Taylor was like my number 6. She gets the crowd really, really fired up, and then all these icons would come out. But
I'm sorry to interrupt. Dan, I see you in the live stream. You just have the worst takes. This fool is in here saying the Beatles are garbage. Come on, man.
That's Dan.
He did say that.
That's Dan.
No, the Beatles are not garbage.
That's Dan.
I'm not the world's biggest Beatles fan either. I wouldn't necessarily call them
I'm
garbage.
not either.
I just don't care for their music. I just don't listen to them.
See, to me, again, we've had this discussion a million times. What some people call garbage isn't garbage. It's, you use the word, Nick, lightly, but it's not. Like, okay.
When I talk about music, though, I don't really do the hyperbole I do with film when I talk about music. Like, if I say I think something's garbage, like, I think it's garbage.
Because I won't lie,
Pink Floyd is fucking garbage.
No, it's not. It's amazing. It's amazing progressive music.
Pink Floyd.
Music's all right. I mean,
makes me want to shit myself every time I hear it.
but music and film are both subjective. That's my opinion.
You're right.
Like,
definitely.
You can look at the guitar work and Floyd and go, well, it's great. There's great melody. There's great atmosphere. But I don't look at music the same way I look at film at all, because it affects people differently. Emotion is very strong in music. It is in film as well. But I mean, you could take music with you everywhere you go. So,
Justin, I agree with you there. I think you could objectively say that the Beatles are not garbage, though.
I guess. I mean, they revolutionized music to an extent, yes, but only because of Elvis and then emulating Elvis. So if there was no Elvis, there'd be no Beatles and whatever else. Oh yeah, I forgot. Director Bennett doesn't like Star Wars either, so he doesn't count.
The Beatles. He's saying the Beatles are the Star Wars of music, which is to say that they're awesome.
That just
I was going to say a lot of people
think
take it as a compliment.
Kitty,
it's okay.
Thank you for the
if Dan wasn't trolling right now, then he wouldn't be Dan. So that's what we have to.
We don't have the time to, unfortunately, school Dan in music, gentlemen. I'm sorry, but Gerald, before you run out of here, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about Two Peas, and then tell us when we can expect the premiere of Rock, Pop, etc. Because I love talking music, and I don't get to do it nearly often enough. So it was really great to have you come on, and it was a really great idea to talk music on the show. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming on.
And thanks for your help and kind of brainstorming there a couple months ago too. You really helped me out. Yeah, I mean, you can go to Twitter and just follow us at 2 Peas on a pod, and that's spelled out TWO. But me and my boy Andy get together every week, and we discuss the current events that are going on in the country, and we also try to get fun with pop culture and entertainment stuff as well. We do talk movies, Star Wars and that kind of thing, but kind of chatting about a weekly wrap-up show. And then as far as Rock, Pop, etc. is concerned, I have to get a agenda together. I'm going to do seasons for it. So season 1, I'm hoping to be out in the fall, probably like in October.
Gerald, whenever you discuss
season is going to be female
Deftones,
voices.
Let me know.
So we will have iconic. Deftones is one of my favorite groups of all time, so they'll be in one of the seasons, no doubt. But first season
Let me know, man. Let me know.
Iconic female voices, so look for that.
Nice,
and like I said, hopefully in October we'll be able to roll that out.
All right. Well, Gerald, we really, really appreciate you coming on, and we really, really appreciate it as well. We hope we'll find you floating around in the chat throughout the weekend, but I know we will, because you're great. We fucking love you, dude. You're amazing.
Yeah, I got to work all weekend, but I'll be in and out, boys, and I really appreciate what you're doing. And It means a lot, man. So thanks for having me, and thanks for what you're doing, and have a great weekend at it. Okay.
I'll be talking to you soon, man.